Hello, everyone. Welcome to our week 2 second session of Advanced Photoshop. I am thrilled that you guys are here. Finally got the grades in yesterday, and you guys did fabulous work. We have a lot of A's from our first week, so give yourselves a pat on the back. Congratulations. And now we're moving into week 2, and I'm hoping that, in the second class session, that this can be kind of like a critique session so that you can share what you're working on and get help or feedback with anything that you're having trouble with. So Sierra, do you have anything to share today? Okay, nothing yet to share. Well, if as we go on and, oh, okay, you're kind of confused by your assessment. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do is, Sierra, go ahead and share, here, hold a second. Share your screen, and I'd love to help you with your assessment. Okay, looking good. So you're on the right track. Now remember, Sierra, we're making for this project a frame. So for your frame, you want to have all the design elements on the edge of your document rather than on the center. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we're also doing an Art Nouveau style. So why don't you open up Google really quick. And I'll have you search for Art Nouveau so you can kind of see what Art Nouveau looks like. Okay, and I'm not able to see your browser because it's still showing Photoshop. So what you can do is you can stop sharing and then share your whole desktop.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So see how, like, with Art Nouveau, it's very like florally and like lots of curvy lines. And specifically, we're looking at like the borders. And sometimes the borders can be circles. Sometimes they're kind of squares. And the borders are like what's on the outside. So what you're doing is you're making kind of like a floral decorated frame or border around your document. So that's our goal. And so what you can do is, if you wanted to, you can find a cool Art Nouveau picture and then bring it into Photoshop and trace it and then make it kind of your own. Or you can do some things from scratch. So, it's totally up to you, but at least now you kind of see what Art Nouveau looks like. And now, let's say you're ready to merge your shapes together and turn it into a custom shape. Is that the step that you're on now?
I think so. I was just like playing around with the pen tool.
Oh, okay, perfect. But let's say this were like the design that you wanted to turn into a custom shape. What you'll do is you'll hold down the Shift button and then select all of those shape layers that you just made in the layer panel. So just hold down the Shift button and then click on top left line.
Oh, okay.
So that way you have all of them selected, and now hit Command E. Okay, good. Oh, it looks like there's even more, maybe. So just, select all, hold down the Shift button and select all of the shape layers, you might want to delete the text layer just in case it messes everything up. Good. Now what you're going to do is hit the letter A on your keyboard. That brings up the path selector tool. And then you're going to hover over the line that you've created on your shape, and then hold down the control button and click on the line. Didn't quite go in the right place. So hit a command plus sign, and it might help to zoom in a little bit. So just hit command plus sign. Good. And then what you want to do is look for like the path where it's silvery, not where there's a point, but just where it's kind of like a silvery straight path. And hold down the control button and click on that path, not in the shape, but on the path itself, that silvery path that you made. So just hold down the control button and click on it. Yeah. So just hit A, and then hold down the control button and click on the path. Okay, it's, for whatever reason, it's not working, so I'll show you another way to do it. You go up to Edit up at the top of the screen. Oh, maybe because you're on a PC, so it's different. Yeah. So you're going to go to Edit, Define Custom Shape, and then you'll name it. Cool, and now when you're ready to turn in the .csh file, you'll go up to the gear that's up at the top of the screen. Oh. And you're gonna click on that. Oh, I'm sorry, actually you're gonna go to your shape icon first. So go down to the ellipse tool on the left side in your tool panel and just click on the ellipse tool first. Good, and then click and hold until the custom shape tool comes up. So click and hold on the ellipse tool. You're not going to be drawing an ellipse. Just go over to the tool panel on the left side of your screen and click and hold on the ellipse tool and see the custom shape tools right there. Good. And then what you're going to do is go up to the custom shape library where, see the little shape icon? See the little arrow? It says shape, and then there's a picture of an arrow. Not that one. Over, if you go right a little bit more, next to the gear. So see, it says shape, and then there's an arrow. Click on that, and then you're going to click on the little gear icon that's right there on the custom shape library. See the little gear icon that's right next, no, not that one. Go back to the arrow, click on the arrow. And then see the gear icon right there, good. And now what you're gonna do is hit Save Shapes. And then you'll name it, and that is, and figure out where you're gonna save it. So like save it on your desktop or somewhere where it's gonna be easy to see for your assignment. And then you're gonna name it DES460Week2b assessment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So once we finish like our border completely, we'll do those steps.
Yeah, definitely. And I can walk you through it one more time so you can write it down because I know there's a lot of steps. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is select all the shape layers that you make. Okay. So select all the shape layers that you make and then hit Control E because you're on a PC. And that will merge all of your layers together. And then you're going to go up to Edit at the top of the screen. And you're going to click Define Custom Shape. And you'll name it. And then you're going to go to the Custom Shape tool that's on in your tool panel on the left side of your screen. And then you're going to go up to the custom shape library up at the top of the screen and click on the little gear icon.
Okay.
And that is where you're going to be able to save the .csh file.
Okay.
Cool, so you got it. So now it's just about making a border, making something that looks like Art Nouveau style.
Oh, okay. So like a floral style?
Yeah, something floral, something with curving lines. And that's why I recommend tracing something is really good. That way you don't have to like remember, you don't have to like come up with something randomly. And like when you trace, you're not necessarily copying everything about the design, but you're just copying like little parts of it, like the vines or the flowers. And then make the rest your own so it's not like stealing.
Okay.
Cool. So Tanisha, how are you doing? Do you have anything that you need help with? Or do you want to share your work? And do either of you want to share your web banner? Okay, well, if either of you want to share your web banner at any point or your Art Nouveau project at any point, feel free to let me know and I'd be more than happy to let you share your screen and show off your work. Since this is kind of like our second class session in the week where it's kind of dictated by you and what you guys want to see and what you guys need help with. So if there are no requests for me to go over anything, I thought I'd start from scratch and show you how to make a web banner from scratch. And then, apply the variable data and make that worksheet. Is that cool? Is that something that you guys need, or is there something else that you'd like me to go over? Okay, cool. Sounds good. So let's venture into the classroom. Yeah, the banner is for the assignment. So what we're doing is we're making a variable data banner. And this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. So this is what I showed in class last time. Right, so you have your web banner and then you have your different product names as separate layers. And there's a lot of steps involved. And what you're going to do is you're going to make an Excel document that has all of the product names on it. And it's going to have links to the images and links to the price lists. And then when you're done, you will end up with 10 banners that are automatically created by Photoshop that have these different products and services on them. And so as you're working on this and learning this, you're going to find that, you might think that there's a lot of steps involved and making the Excel document doesn't really save you a lot of time. But when you are working on a campaign that instead of having 10 different deliverables has like 1,000 different products and different deliverables, setting it all up on an Excel document and then letting Photoshop create all the banners automatically is really an effective way to save time in the long run. So what we're going to do is I'll start from scratch. And let's see our assignment tells us what the exact dimensions are. And we are creating a Photoshop document that's 728 by 90 pixels. So I'm going to go to File, New, select Pixels. The width is going to be 728, and the height is going to be 90. And then I'll make a completely new folder for this whole project. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and this is the assignment to Misha. And I'm making a folder that says DES460_week2 assignment _ your name. I'll just call this demonstration. And now inside this folder, I'll call it DES460_week2 assignment _ your name demonstration. Okay, and then when you download all of these assets from this zip file here, you're going to get a logo, you're going to get a number of animal pictures, and you're going to get an Excel file to get started with, and a product list as well. So now I'm just going to open up in my downloads folder that zip file. That's right there. And I'm going to move them to my demonstration folder. Like so. Now next, we have a bunch of images here that we need to optimize to be the correct size for a web banner. So what I'm going to do first is kind of quickly rough out the web banner and kind of figure out where everything is going to go. So I have this logo here. And so I'm going to bring this logo into my project by going to File, Place Embedded. Maybe I'll put it right about maybe there. And now I need a place for the product to go. So maybe I'll make a big rectangle. And this rectangle is going to be kind of black. So the animal will go on one side. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. Then we're going to have the logo and then the product. And then maybe I'll have like a circle for the price. That circle might be like maybe pink or something. Okay, so this text layer here is going to be what my product name is, and I want a nice bold font that can be seen from far away. and it's going to automatically bring in the text as one layer. So it's a good idea to, since these product names are so long, to plan your product names so they're going to go on 2 layers. So this one says puppy neuter and microchip. So there's one layer for puppy neuter, and I'm going to make another layer for and microchip. And keep in mind, these web banners are small, so it's going to be seen from far away like that. So we want to make sure that it's going to be nice and big. But also, so nice and big, but also enough room for, some of the product names are really long. So we want to make sure that we have enough room for those long product names. And that spot is, let me look at the product list. That spot is where the price is going to go. So puppy neuter and microchip, $149. So I'm going to make another layer. Text, and this text will be in black. Make it a little bit bigger. So puppy neuter and microchip. Then I'm going to have a third layer for special. Yes, you're making, the banners are going to have the information, and you're making it using the information that's in the zip file. So yeah, you can use the fonts of your choice. All it has to have is these pictures and these animals and the products. And how you design it is totally up to you. Okay, and now we have this nice little space here for our animal picture right here. But we have a bunch of animal pictures that are very, very large. And we want to resize all of those animal pictures so that they will fit nicely into our design. So what I'm going to do is use my rectangle marquee tool to select a blank area of my document. And then I'll just get my paint bucket tool out, and with white, on a new layer obviously, I'll just fill in this this rectangle marquee tool here with white. And now I'm going to hit Command C to copy. Command C to copy. And then what this does is it copies that white rectangle to the clipboard. And then I can go to File, New, and it will automatically give me a document that is exactly that same size as my rectangle I made. So I'm going to go OK. And now I can start placing in the images so that they fit inside this rectangle. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, and then I will save them at that size. And I'm going to go one at a time to these images. So I'll go to the cat image, and I'm going to resize this by holding down the Shift button. And remember, these are going to look really, really small on the web banner. So, you know, showing the full cat isn't going to necessarily be a great idea because it's going to be so small. But making the cat really big and close up and just seeing the cat's face will look good in a web banner. So now I'm going to hit Enter or Return after I placed it. I will go to File, Export, Save for Web, and I'm going to now make a folder in that folder I just made. For my optimized images. And I'll just call this cat O for cat optimized. Now I can just delete that layer. Yep, question? Oh, I just saw someone else is coming in. Okay, I'm just gonna mute you for a second. So next I wanna optimize so I'm gonna go to File, Place Embedded, and now I'll optimize the next picture on my list. This is the chicken. So I'm going to place this chicken into this document. I'm going to hold down the Shift button, and I'm going to click and resize this chicken so that we see mostly chickens or something like that. And now I'm going to go to File, Export, Save for Web. And I'll save this in that same optimized images folder as chicken O for chicken optimized.jpg. Now I'll delete that chicken layer, and I'll go to File, Place Embedded. I'll go to my dog, hold down the Shift button, and I think it would be much better for the design of the web banner if the dog was facing the other direction. So I'll go up to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. There we go. And now I'm going to go to File, Export, Save for Web, File, Export, Save for Web. And I'm saving it to this optimized image folder. So I'll call this old dog O for optimize. And you can probably see what I'm going to be doing here for the rest of the next 2 minutes is just bringing in images, File, Place Embedded. And again, this is a dog too that I think it will look better if he's facing the other direction. So I'll go up to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. Then I'll go to File, Export, Save for Web, Save, good dog, O. File, Place Embedded. There's our kitten. So we're resizing it. And this is the kind of a perfect example of something that could be done with an action, almost. It's just, I can't just resize these images because I want them to look good. So I'm not going to trust Photoshop to resize these automatically. It's better if I just do them by hand. But this is an example of a kind of a situation that would be really handy to do as an action. So I'll call this kitten O. Because it's tedious, it doesn't take much mental brain power. It just needs to get done. But the problem is, if I were to trust the computer to do this, then I would end up with a bunch of cropped dogs and cats, but their faces might be not composed nicely on the document, and it might end up looking weird. So pig, I'll flip him, so I'll go edit, transform, flip horizontal. File, export, save for web. Pig O. Almost done. File, place embedded. Pup. Hold down the shift button. And he also, I didn't want him to go the other direction, so I'm going to go to File, so edit, transform, flip horizontal. And then File, export, save for web. Pup. File, place embedded. Almost done. File, export, save for web. Call this cute pup O. File, place embedded. Hold down the shift button, click and drag. Something like that. File, export, save for web. I'll call this sad dog. File, place embedded, and the last one, turtle. Hold down the shift button. Something like that. And I think I might actually edit, transform, flip horizontal. So that's what he'll look like at 100%. I think, does he read as a turtle? I think yes. So I'm gonna go to File, export, save for web, turtle O. Alrighty, so now I can get rid of that file. And now where it says layer 1, and all of these layers, in fact, we are now going to rename them so that they're going to correspond to our Excel document. I'm going to go Command D to deselect. And with layer 1, I will call this image. For some reason, my text that says special is not showing up because it got changed to black accidentally. Okay, and I will call this, the layer that currently says special, I'll change it to product _3. So these are going to be the different lines. Product _2. Product _1. This text that has the price is just going to be renamed to price, and nothing else is going to change. Now I'm going to save this. And now we're going to make our Excel document that has all of these columns. So all the columns are going to be the same as our layers. So the first column is going to be image. The second column is going to be product _3. The third column is going to be product _2. And with the layers named, then our column is going to get named. That same exact thing. Then we're going to have price. Then that's it. Okay, so now we're going to bring up our product list. And we have to do a little bit backwards because I just did it that way. So it's going to be puppy, neuter, and microchip. And then product 3 is going to be special. I'll put it in all caps, special. The price is $149. Now, what do we put for image? This is going to be a URL of where that image is located on your document. So I'm going to go to Finder. I'm going to find my folder that says Optimized Images. And then I'm going to find that puppy picture, this one right here. And I'm going to hold down my control button, or if I'm on a PC, I'm going to right click and click on it, and then click Get Info. Get Info. Now, this is where the file is located. And so I'm going to select that and highlight it. And then I'm going to copy it by hitting Command C. Next, I'll go to that column that has image, and I'll hit Command V to paste. But it's not quite done yet, because all we do is have the path for the folders, but we don't have the file name. So I'm going to include a backslash, and then I'm going to write the file name, which is pupo.jpg. Just like that. And so we're going to go down our list, and this is tedious work. So ideally, you'll have your intern do it. But in the meantime, this is the kind of thing that you might have to do as an entry-level graphic designer. Put out the price, and we are going to call this puppy spay. And microchip special. And I'll just go down the list and I'll add the images afterwards. How about that? So the next one is 79. Kitten, neuter. Oh, I forgot the space in microchip. Yearly dog. Yearly. Almost done. Okay, so now we have to put in the different animal file names. And so I am going to hit Command V because I have that. And then for the puppy spay, I'm going to use the cute pup. So I will double click on this, and then at the end of the file URL, I'll type in the file name, which in this case is going to be cutepup.o.jpg. Command V, double click. Oh, and then the third one down is the kitten. Slash, I'll call this kitten o.jpg. Number 5, same thing. Backslash kitten o.jpg. Backslash, the next one, I forgot what the next one, dog. So I'll do the good dog o.jpg. And then there's a cat. So I'll call this cat o.jpg. And then this is the chicken. So backslash chicken o.jpg. And then this is the pig. This is going to go pig o.jpg. And then this is going to be the turtle o.jpg. And this will be the old dog o.jpg. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to save this. So go File, Save, and we'll call this and I'll have this outside of our file. Variable demo. And then we're also going to save this as a .csv file. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and in Format, I'm going to select .csv, and then I'm going to hit Save. Continue. Okay, now I'm going to go and set the variable data. So I'm going to go to Images, Variables, and then I'm going to click Define. And we'll start at the top. Image is going to be a pixel replacement. And we're going to put in the name of this pixel replacement section. It's going to be the name of our column. And we were smart and we named all of our columns after the names of our layers. And so I'll just type in the name image. So product 3 is going to be a text replacement. And we're going to call this product underscore 3. Product 2, again, is going to be text replacement. Product underscore 2. Product 1, text replacement. Product underscore 1. And then price, text replacement. And we have that name, price. Okay, so now we've defined our variables and we've connected the name of the layer to the name of the Excel document columns. So now I'm going to go to Images and I'm going to go to Variables and I'm going to click Data Sets. And now we're going to import that .csv file we made. So there it is, variable demo. And then you're going to click OK. And now watch this. If you can preview, make sure a preview button is checked. And you can click through and you can see what each of the banners are going to look like. Okay, and the geriatric chicken feed ended up being a little bit too large, but these are all going to export it as PSD files. So I'm going to resize that a little bit. Okay, so there are all of the banners that we made. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to go to File, Export, Data Sets as Files. File, Export, Data Sets as Files. And so we'll have the document name all set like that. It's of course going to be saved as a PSD. And I'm just going to select a folder, and it looks like we're just going to make a folder. Let me browse to the right place first. There we go. So I'll make a folder that's called exported. And then I'll click Create Choose. Interesting. I think this had to do with the file name. Let me see if any of these exported. Okay, one of them did. Why did I have that problem? Isn't it fun when something goes wrong and you're like, I don't know what exactly happened here? So this final one did export. So what I'm going to try doing is I'll go to File, Export, Datasets. You know, maybe it's because my Excel document is still open. I'm going to close it. And now I'm going to go to, in Photoshop, File, Export, Datasets. Let's see if this works. I'm just going to go troubleshoot this really quick, guys. I have read and write. My permissions are all good. It's not locked. Let's see if any of these exported. Only one did. Okay, so the only thing I can think of is the file name probably didn't work. So I'm going to go to Image, Variables, Datasets. Okay, that looks good. I'm just going to rename this really quick. Alrighty, you know, I'm gonna have to troubleshoot why I'm getting this error message. And I think, you know, if you were to get this kind of error message, do me a favor and send me a screenshot, and I will troubleshoot it with Adobe, because that's very, very strange. I didn't have this problem when I was doing the demonstration on Monday, but I seem to be having this problem now. So we'll have to figure out what the issue is. But I'll just open up, when you do export these PSDs, you have the ability to, you know, manipulate them before you save them as JPEGs. So if you're looking through all of them and you see, like in the chicken feed one, the chicken feed name is like really big, you can shrink it down by just clicking on that layer, hitting Command T, and resizing like so. Ta-da. And then before you save it, so then you'll just hit Command S to save. Now in theory, after you have exported them, it should look like, just like I did on Monday, where you have your exported PSDs all in one folder, right? And they all look like this, and you can scroll through them and see that they're looking correct. And then what you can do is use the batch processor to save them as JPEGs. So I'm going to go to File, Automate, Batch. I'm sorry, actually File, Scripts, Image Processor. Batch is the actions, which we're going to talk about for your discussion in a little bit. File, Scripts, Image Processor. And then you're going to browse to those PSDs that you made. So I'm going to go to Select Folder, and I'm going to select my Exported PSDs folder that has all my PSDs in it. And then I'm going to select the destination folder. I'll just call this JPEGs. Make sure Resize to Fit is not selected, because you don't want to change the size of your document. Save as JPEG, quality 6 is fine. And then you can hit Run. And what's great about this, like all Photoshop actions, is that it does all the work for you, and you don't have to do that tedious open, file, save as a JPEG, and all of that stuff. So it does it automatically. So now I can go to my folder that says JPEGs, and there you have it. There are all of the JPEGs of my web banner right there. Cool. So as a reminder, you're talking this week in your discussion about actions and when they are useful and when they're maybe not useful. And so actions are great for a task that is repetitive and tedious. Such as, say you have 1,000 images and you want to put a vignette on all of them, or you want to change all of them to grayscale, then an action is perfect for that. But if you have something that requires an artistic eye, where each individual file needs to be handled and adjusted individually, then actions are not ideal. A perfect example is when I was optimizing those JPEGs. Instead of just resizing the JPEGs, I was cropping them in a specific way so I could see the animal's face. There's no way that you could set up an action in Photoshop to have the Photoshop program identify the animal's face and then crop around it in an artistic way. So that's an example of why I had to do that by hand manually. So take a look at the benchmark examples, and you guys have done a good job of posting already, so thank you for that. And your assessment this week is making a frame, an Art Nouveau style frame, and saving it as a custom shape, okay? And custom shapes are great because once you put in the work to draw the custom shape, it then becomes, it's there forever. And so you can continue to draw it over and over and over again. And we provided some examples of Art Nouveau frames. So if you wanted to, you could bring, you know, some of these frames into Photoshop, and, you know, we're not tracing the figure because we have photo figures that we're going to use next class, next week. But just the frame is what we're looking for. And so if you want to trace that frame and then add your own embellishments for the custom shape, that is totally fine. So let's go through that process. We're making a document that's 8 inches wide by 10 inches tall. So I'm going to go to File, New, Inches. Width is 8, height is 10. And what I can do is I can just go on Google or Pinterest, and we can find some Art Nouveau frames that look interesting. And we can start to trace them on our own. Like, this is kind of pretty. So I'll take a screenshot of it, Shift Command 4. And I'll bring it into Photoshop. So go File, Place Embedded. And I'll browse that screenshot. And I'll stretch it to make it fit my document. And then, of course, I'm going to lower the opacity. And so now we can start making some shapes. So I can go to, you know, my freeform pen tool. And if we want to freeform pen tool it, I'm going to make sure my fill color is black. Come on, fill color. There we go. And I'm just using my trackpad right now. And we'll just kind of start to trace some interesting shapes. And the cool thing is, we don't have to trace both sides. We can trace one side and then flip it. Oops. And now we can add some of the custom shapes that are already inside of Photoshop. So I can go to my custom shape library here, and I can find some interesting custom shapes, such as the ones that I've already downloaded that have, you know, flowers and stuff. So the point is, I'm not tracing someone else's work to copy it. I'm making it my own. And I notice I just want to move that little mushroom I drew. So I'm going to get A, I'm going to click A on my keyboard, and that allows me to move the path. Select the path and move. Nope, I'm going to have to draw it again. Let's draw that little mushroom shape one more time. There we go. We're going to move him over here. There we go. I'm getting Command T and my move tool, and I'm getting Command T and moving it into place. And I think I'll rotate it. So I'll go Edit, Transform, Flip, Horizontal, and Edit, Transform, Flip, Vertical. Let's do something. So I'm using a mixture here for this design of custom shapes that I've downloaded, custom shapes that I've made, and custom shapes that are already in Photoshop in the custom shape library. See, I keep on accidentally drawing merged shapes. So just make sure you make a new layer so that you can continue to manipulate your shapes independently. Go something like that. Okay, so now I'm going to merge all of these shapes together by holding down the Shift button and selecting all the layers except for the layer that I was using to trace. And I'll hit Command E. And now I'm going to duplicate this layer by hitting Command J. And then I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip, Horizontal. Why did you select only one? Hold on a second. Command J. There we go. There we go. Now I've got the whole frame to flip. I wanted to make sure that I have all my layers were merged together first. Yep, you are allowed to use the flower shapes that are already in the custom shape library for this project. So now I got both sides of my frame, and we can do a little bit of embellishment. So I can go to the custom shape library, and I know I have this interesting design here that I can use. And I can edit, transform, flip vertical, and I think that'll look nicer. And I can hit Command J and then edit, transform, flip vertical again. I think we need something heavy in the middle, so like some sort of flower shape in the middle. I can use this flower shape. And then Command J, bring it down here. And now I will merge all these together again by holding down the Shift button, selecting all the layers, and then hitting Command E. Make a new layer. And I kind of like to carve out here because I made, as I was tracing, because I was just using my trackpad, I didn't really have a stylus to use. It, you know, here is kind of ugly. So I feel like I can cut that away using a nice shape. Maybe something like this. I can kind of cut into it a little bit. So I can go edit, transform path, flip horizontal. And now I can go up to these settings up here. And instead of just having a new path, I can say subtract front shape. Oh, sorry. I need to merge this together. Hold down the Shift button, select both layers, Command E, and now I can go to subtract front shape. So you know I have kind of that little interesting flower shape in there. Make a new layer. I'll do the same for over here. Hold down the Shift button as I draw. Move it into place. Hold down the Shift button and hit Command E to merge. Now I can go to my custom shape and select subtract front shape. See how nice it looks? So now I kind of have these little flowers on the blackness there. Here's a nice one. Make a new layer. Draw. Move it into place. Merge it together, Command E. Go to my shape tool. Go up to the top of the screen and click subtract front shape. Make a new layer. Draw. Merge the two layers together, Command E. Go to the settings and click subtract front shape. Now, when you're done, definitely delete your screenshots so that you can see how your design looks all by itself. And if you're feeling pretty happy with it, then you can save that custom shape by clicking on the shape layer that you've created. Next, I'm gonna hit A on my keyboard. And if you hold down the control button, if you're on a Mac and click on the path, you can click Define Custom Shape. And I can name this Art Nouveau frame, and I can put the date. Now to save this for your project, you'll go to the custom shape tool over on the left side of your screen. You'll go to the custom shape library at the top of your screen and then click on the gear icon. And then you're going to click Save Shapes. Browse to your DES460 folder. And you'll name it DES460_week2_assessment. But you're also going to save this as a JPEG to turn in as well. But always remember to save your native file format. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and again, browse to our DES460. And we're going to call this DES460_week2_assessment_your name. And this is our Photoshop document that has all of our Photoshop layers on it. Now we're going to save it as a JPEG. So I'm going to go to File, Export, Save for Web. And that JPEG is what you're going to turn in. So you have a number of choices here with this project. You can either draw your own custom shapes. You can download custom shapes from websites like DeviantArt. And you can use the custom shapes that are already in the custom shape library. And then you can bring them together into your project, and you're welcome to alter these custom shapes, alter the custom shapes that are in the custom shape library, draw your own, put them all together into an interesting Art Nouveau type frame, and turn that in. So here is the Art Nouveau custom shapes that are on DeviantArt. And I'm just pasting the link there in the chat right now. And what you'll do is you'll just click on download, and you'll download that folder, and it's going to be a zip folder. And then once you've downloaded it, it'll be an artnouveau.csh file. You'll drag that to somewhere on your computer where you're never going to delete it. And then to load it into Photoshop, you'll go to your custom shape library and make sure your custom shape tool is selected. You'll go up to the custom shape library and click on the little gear icon. And then you will click on load shapes. And that is where you can then load that artnouveau.csh file. And it will open in your desktop, in your custom shape library, in your Photoshop workspace. That's what I meant to say. There it is. And you can see I have a lot of custom shapes in my library that I've made and that I have downloaded over the years. And I think my favorite way to make custom shapes is to find an interesting pattern that you like and trace it. And so here's a few of mine that I've traced. I like this one here a lot. It was an interesting flower pattern. And so I just spent some time on my Cintiq, not on my trackpad. And you can see, you know, when I was drawing with my trackpad, it's very jagged because my finger is not very steady. But when I draw on my Cintiq, I'm using a stylus pen, so I can draw like with a pencil. And so I can get shapes that look a lot better. Alrighty. So you guys, how are you feeling? Does anyone have any questions at this point?
Can you show me how to bring a picture onto the to the a drawing of the for the
Oh, Dodi, you're in my DES 104 class, right?
yeah.
Okay, sure. So you just want to bring a photo into your project?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to go to File up at the top of the screen, and be sure to write this down. You're going to go to File, Place Embedded, and then you're going to browse to whatever file it is that you want to download or you want to put into your document, and then you'll hit Place. And there is that file or that image into your document. And then to resize it, just hold down the Shift button, click on the corner, and resize. And then once you have it placed where you want it to go, just enter or return. Make sense?
Not quite.
Okay, how about this? I'll walk you through it. So go ahead and click the Share Screen button on your screen.
Where's my screen?
So right in the middle of your screen, do you see the Share Screen button?
Yeah.
And then after you hit Share Screen, click Desktop.
Okay. It's not sharing. I don't know why it's not sharing.
Did you hit Desktop and then OK?
Oh, no. Okay.
Now go to your Photoshop. And are you working on the week 1 assignment or the week 2 assignment?
Week 2.
Okay, so you're not going to place embedded. You're going to just open it. So what you're going to do is go to the Open. See where it says Open on the left side of your screen?
Uh-huh.
On the left side of the screen, see where it says Open? Click Open.
Uh-huh.
And now you're going to browse to one of the pictures that you've downloaded. So how about Harley before .2? So see, it's right there. You have your downloads folder open. Now all you have to do is go.
I see the chat. I see the chat thing on my screen. Wait a minute. Let me move it out to me. Okay. Let me just move this out the way. Oh shoot. Oh God,
Just hit the red dot that's in the corner of the screen on the left side.
Okay. Okay.
Now see where it says Harley before? That's probably the picture that you downloaded.
Okay. Well, I have already Harley.
It's at the very bottom. Right there. Click on it. Click. Down more. Click. Good. And then click Open.
I'm talking about the discussion, the one for the
Oh, you want to know how to embed a photo into your discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, then you shouldn't be in Photoshop. You should be in the classroom. Because
Okay.
you can't embed a photo from Photoshop into the discussion that's in the classroom, you know, so that we don't need to be bringing anything into Photoshop. So
Okay.
you open up the classroom and you go to the discussion board in the classroom.
All right. It's too much stuff here. God. This one here. I wanted to bring a picture that I found.
Okay, yeah, just scroll down so that we have the reply ready to go. Good. Oh, up, 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 up. See where it says reply? That's where you're going to put it. So click on reply.
All right.
Just click on it. Just click. Good, perfect. Now what we're going to do is go up to the top of the screen and see where it says Safari File up at the very, very top of your screen.
Yeah.
See, it says Safari, and then right next to where it says Safari, it says File.
Uh-huh.
You're going to go to File, click on File, New Tab.
Okay.
Now you're going to type in www.google.com. Do you know how to spell Google? G-U-G-O-O-G-L-E. Good. And then hit enter or return.
Oh, wow, dang.
And it looks like maybe you might have gone to a different website other than Google.
Yeah,
So,
Safari. I'm sorry. We tab on this. It's Google.
yeah. And now type in the type of file that you're looking for. How about Photoshop effect?
Okay. On Photoshop, it was Photoshop. I forgot the name. There it is.
Okay, now you're going to go see where it says images. Up at the top of your screen, click on images. Good, and then click on one of those images.
Okay, I wanted this one.
Okay, click on it. And then click on view image. See where it says view image?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that's view saved. View image. Good. And now up at the top of the window, there is a space that says david.photo. Do you see that? That is where your website URL goes. So click on that. See where it says david.photo up at the top of your screen?
Well, I can't.
Yep. Click on that. No, click. No, don't click on the plus sign. Click on david.photo up at the top of the screen.
Oh, well,
Double click on it. Nope. You have to click on that top of your browser. That is the website URL. That is what you need to copy.
okay.
So you need to click on the top of your browser in the space.
Is the green is the stop share and this.
Okay. So do you know how to drag a window down so that you don't see it? Okay, good. Yeah, you have it. Double click. See how it's highlighted now? See how it's blue? But see how right now only part of it is blue? You have to double click on it so that the whole website URL is blue. No. So you have to click back. So what you need to do is not click and drag, but just click one, 2, really quickly on with your finger to copy something. So what you can do is click the back arrow on the left side of your screen there. Good. And now up at the top of the screen, in that window, that browser window, up at the top of the screen. Good. Don't do anything. Just click. Good. And now hit Command C to copy.
Okay.
Good. Now you're going to open up, you accidentally closed out of the classroom, so you have to open up the classroom again.
Okay. Oh boy.
And see where it says DES104? That's where you can access the classroom there as well.
Okay.
And then you're going to go to the little window that says reply, and you're going to click on it. And now see the little icon that looks like a photo and it says embed image and it looks like a mountain with a sun? You're going to click on that. And then where it says URL there, you're going to click on that and then hit Command V. So double click, just like you did at the top of the browser. in that space there that says URL, you're going to double click, good, and then you're going to hit Command V. V as in Victor, Command V, good. And then you're going to click Update.
Okay.
It seems like maybe you were dragging your cursor around a little bit, and so you didn't get the whole URL as you were copying it. So do this, go up to the top of the screen and click File, up at, see where it says Safari? You're gonna click File, New Tab. And you're gonna do a Google search again. So click on Google. You're gonna click on Images, good. And then click View Image. No. Click View Image. Nope. Don't go up there. Go down. Click on View Image. See where it says View Image?
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't click on View Image. You clicked on the image itself. So you need to go back to that tab that says Photoshop Composite.
Oh, Lord.
Or you can click the back arrow. See?
Okay, I see it.
Okay, now instead of clicking on the image, you're going to click View Image.
Okay.
Good. And now I'll show you, because I worry that if I have you press your finger on the browser again, you'll drag and you won't get the URL again. So I'm going to show you something a little bit different, so pay attention. Okay. Put your cursor directly on the picture and hold down the Control button. Now the Control button is different from the Command button. The Control button is 2 buttons over from the Command button. You got it? So hold down the Control button and then click on your trackpad once. Good. And now you're going to hit Copy Image Address. Copy Image Address. So you're going to drag your cursor down to where it says Copy Image Address. Very good. And then click on it. Now you're going to go to your Week 2 discussion.
Okay.
See the tab up at the top of the screen that says Week 2 discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to click on that. And now you're going to click on the window. Yep. And then you're going to click, and then you're going to hit Command V to paste. V is in Victor. And you have to click on the URL first. So click on that space. You have to click on it with your trackpad. You have to put your cursor on that blank space that says URL.
Okay. And
you have to click on it with your finger. Good, good. Now you're going to hit Command V. Good. And now you're going to click Update. Why isn't it working? Something is going on wrong. Okay, what you're going to do now, just for now, is click next to that question mark, and then just hit Command V again.
Command next to the question mark?
Yep, you just click your cursor next to the question mark, not on it, next to it. Good, click. Good. Now you're going to hit Command V. Okay, for some reason, the whole URL is not coming through, and I don't know why. So what I'll have you do is just type in your discussion and leave it just like that, and maybe when I go in there, I can click on it and see your picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not working for you.
I don't know either. Oh, and it's just one. Can I just attach it right here?
Yeah, you can attach it as well. So if you wanted to do you know how to download an image?
Yeah.
Okay, what you can do is you can download the image and then you can click on the attach button there,
Okay.
and then you can attach the image.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else I can help you with tonight?
No, that's it.
Okay, good.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
All right.
Alrighty, now back to Sierra and Tamisha. Do either of you have anything that you'd like to show or anything that you have questions on that you need assistance with? Sure, yeah, I'd love to see it. Go ahead and share your screen, Sierra. Ooh, that looks great. Good. What you might want to do is like include just like a few more, maybe like a few little flowers. And then when you're done, you're ready to you're ready to save it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, if I should add anything else to it.
Yeah, maybe just like a few like little small flowers around the grasses.
Okay.
And or maybe, you know, something to hide. There's a kind of that little jagged line in the middle of that squiggly shape. You can kind of put a flower there to hide it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks
Thank
so much,
you.
guys. Yeah, no problem. Anyone else have any questions or any help with anything? Alrighty. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, then you are free to go. Thank you so much for stopping by.